What's up, YouTube? This is John with Let's Talk Freedom. So I was watching a video uh, the other day, and in the video there are these two black girls. Well, yeah, there was two black girls. They ran up to a car. Girl opens the door. She's got like a weapon, and she's like beating on this white woman. Another white woman tries to intervene. The other black girl jumps on her, and it just turns into this all out brawl in the middle of the street, right in front of traffic. Now, I want to go ahead and start off by saying this. I don't condone that type of behavior, I don't condone any type of violence. You know, one, you could have, she could have hurt the girl. She could have probably killed her, hit her, too hard in the head. Anything like that could have happened, and it just could have been bad. The other problem was they were right in the middle of the street, right in traffic. Who knows what could have happened. So I don't condone that type of behavior from anyone at all. Um, However, the thing I wanted to address, um, or one of the things I started seeing, I was reading some of the comments under the video, and in one comment, it said, one person put, "I carry a gun, so if one of them comes to my car, I would kill them." Um, you know, and another comment, another a guy said, "Black Lives Matter? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? They are all evil. Kill them." And I should have posted this where people could see it. But it's just that type of hate. That's not what I feel. Even when I saw the issue with George Floyd, that didn't make me start thinking in my mind, kill all white people, or I would do this and that to anybody. That wasn't my mindset when I saw that one. What my mindset was, man, I just want the laws to be changed so that we can get justice when things like this happen. That was it. That was my mindset. I was angry, but that was my mindset. Um, but what I do want to address is how we go is us, how we go about being able to make these changes and stuff, you know. And it starts with us because we do have to start taking some accountability for why we are not able to keep. I mean, we are moving things forward, but why they're not moving as fast as we would like? Because a lot of people like to see us as animals and see us as people that can't get ahead, and a lot of times we ourselves don't seem to band together to keep pushing our culture forward. You know, I see a lot of times where when like I saw when with Beyonce doing what she's been doing with her music. You got some people who like, man, that's awesome. She's taking it back to the roots. But then you got these other people over here who are like, this is African, this is cultural appropriation and all this stuff. When all she's trying, in like the song already, where she's just telling you, you're a king. You need to see that you're a king already. You know what I mean? That's, to me, that's great. That's upliftment. She ain't talking about violence. She ain't talking about sex or drugs. She's talking about uplifting the culture. You know, it's not just her. There are other artists who are doing this, and I'll see where you'll see all the negative comments coming from our own people. That's where I had the issue. And it's not just in that type of arena, because there's other areas too. Like I come from a poor neighborhood. I used to live in a poor neighborhood, and I'm by no means rich or anything now. But I live a good life. I think so far I've built a good life for me and my family, and I'm trying to continue to do that and move forward. But coming from where I come from a place where you know, neighborhoods will fight other neighborhoods. And the thing I was a part of that. I was a part of that culture. But the thing I see now is like, it's kind of like, why keep fighting over these neighborhoods? We don't own these neighborhoods. We don't have any property in these neighborhoods, but we're fighting over them. Why not start trying to grow and buy property in these neighborhoods so we can have something to own and leave to our kids? You know, we have to start thinking differently. And the way to do that is that we got to start teaching our children these things. Even if you don't have children, you got a little brother, little cousin, nephew. We need to start teaching our children these things, talking about ownership and talking about money. Teach your kids about money young. But start saving your money. Teach your kids to save money and let them know, like, hey, you start saving your money right now and building and building and building upon that. At some point in your life, you might be able to buy you a piece of real estate. You might can buy you a couple of homes and flip it. Get into flipping some houses. And making some income and bringing in some extra money. And that way they'll have the mindset of saving their money instead of always wanting to buy the newest pair of shoes, or the newest pair of shoes that come out, or the newest clothes. And I want to be clear, there's nothing wrong with wearing nice clothes. I mean, I wear a necklace, I wear nice watches. I actually own quite a few watches. I love them. But I never let me buying a watch get in front of me taking care of my priorities, nor do I let it get in front of me trying to get to where I'm trying to get to when it comes to investing. I always invest money in the stock market first. I always make sure I put some money in my savings account, and I make sure my bills are paid. And then after I've reached a certain goal, I treat myself to something. I'm not saying that's the blueprint that you got to follow, but that's just the way I do it. Another thing too, a bigger thing too that we got to tackle is a lot of our people in our culture. We don't teach our children about credit. If you're somebody that does teach your children, then I'm not talking to you, and my hat goes off to you. But I know, when I was coming up, I was raised by a single mom, and my mom did a lot of great things. But one of the things that didn't happen was, she didn't teach me about how credit works or help me to understand what it is. So I grew up not understanding credit. I didn't even understand, paying bills, making sure certain things got paid on time, and understanding how that could affect my credit. So for a while, I screwed my credit up when I was young. And a lot of us do that because we don't understand, and we grow up being taught to survive rather being taught to get ahead, and build each other up to get ahead. So, again, your little brother, your little cousin, teach them about credit, help them understand what that credit score stands for. Make sure they understand that credit score lets lenders know whether or not you're going to pay your bills on time. That's how they look at your credit score. When they look at your credit score, they're like, man, he had a 500. He's not going to pay me back on time. So why would I give him this loan to get this house? Why would I give him this loan to get this new car? Those are the type of things you got to put into your children so that when they grow up, they'll be ready for this world. Because once they get out into the world, this world's going to eat them alive if they're not ready for it. You got to be ready for these streets, because if you're not, they'll tear you apart. And another thing, it's not just about the money piece, but changing that mindset, because that's what this is all about, mindset. Another thing is that we got to introduce different culture to our children, or different parts of our culture that's no longer celebrated, anymore. Like my mom, introduced me to jazz. Like I used to watch Sammy Davis Jr. I used to watch, the Nicholas Brothers tap dance and stuff. My mom got me into tap dance, and then, listen, not, I didn't tap dance, but I was into watching it and knowing about jazz music. Jazz music is one of my favorite things to listen to. I love hip hop music, but I also listen to other things. And, I think that's something we should do with our children. Like my mom, when we were young, she took me to plays. She took me to, ballets. been to, all kinds of different things I've been to art shows where, my mom had me look at, different pieces of art. Those type of things are things that my mom got me into. So when you introduce your children to those type of things, it opens their mind up to other things than what their surroundings are. So I was able to see a different side of things that was different from just what I saw every day in my hood, which was drugs, people dying, people fighting all the time, crackheads, stuff like that, and I'm proud of where I come from, because where I come from help make me who I am. But what I don't like to see is my people struggling and not moving forward. That's not something that I want to see. So for anybody that watches this video, I hope you could take something from it. But we have to change our mindsets now. Don't start tomorrow. That's not something that you got to save for. Investing in yourself and changing your mindset right now is the best thing you can do. Because once you do that, then you can be free. And you'll start realizing there's no limit to what I can do. Because I do believe that there's systematic oppression that kind of pushes us, that pulls us down. I work in an industry where I see it every day. Where I've experienced it myself. I've had people tell me I'm smart for a black man before. I've had more than one white person tell me that. And I've had a person that's not even white tell me that. That I'm smart for a black man. Or that they see things differently because of how I am. So before me, they assume that everybody that's black was out wanting to rob, kill, steal, whatever. So, but again, we have to take some accountability on ourselves, and start helping to move the culture forward. We gotta, it can't just be one person. We gotta pull each other up. I'm not successful if nobody else around me is successful. And that's where I'm trying to get to. So again, man, change your mindset. And that's one of the first steps to being free. Peace.